Hey YouTube, this is Team Genetrix, Scully here with an Infernity deck profile. I'd like to start this off by giving a little shout out to Afbro Cuba. Sorry if I did not pronounce that right, but anyways, he had requested I did this deck profile on Reddit, so I decided I'd just go for it. I've had this deck for a while now. It originally was Joey's on the team, but I don't know. It's been something I've thought about deck profiling for a while. Just kind of been playing around with it, and he requested I did that, so I just kind of went for it. So yeah, I'll get right into it. Thank you for the request, by the way. We love that for the team. It makes it nice to see interest in people. So I'll get right into it. 3 Infernity Archfiend. This guy is your main engine, so to say. You get so many pluses off with him by just specialing him and making exceed plays with him and whatever else you want to do with him. It's just a really great card for the deck, and it needs to be at 3. You'll find that you'll wish that you had more because how good he is. And you will burn through your deck like crazy with him. So, awesome card. But, yes. Moving on. 3 Infernity Necromancer. He recruits from graves, so he's kind of similar to a Call of the Haunted. You'll be getting a lot of Archfiends with this and setting up other plays, like Exceed plays. So, yeah, he's just really good for that. 2 Stygian Street Patrol. This just kind of goes well with both of these cards because you just kind of like special from your hand. So if you've got like a cloggy hand, which happens quite it happens and it's annoying, but you can usually figure it out with Dark Reffers, Armageddon Knights, and this. So it's kind of there just to get out of clogged situations and just for going further with your plays. So 2 Summoner Monk, just to get out your, well, I guess you could go Dark Greffer and Archfiend most of the time, but it's really all what you want to do with the deck. I will mention this deck is just like heavily combo based. Like you'll be finding yourself the first few times that you play it. First, like you'll be playing this deck for a while and you will still misplay because it is just there's so many things to do and it's a lot of thinking involved in playing the deck. So it's I don't know. I'd say it's a kind of higher level thinking deck. If I don't know if that's the right words to say, but I don't know. It's a fun deck and it's good, but it does take a lot of skill, I would say. So keep that in mind. Moving on. 1 Armageddon Knight, and to go with that, 1 Dark Greffer. They just set up a lot for the graveyard, and I know they're both good to just like get rid of cards, specifically Dark Greffer for that purpose. Oh, by the way, before I continue, I'd like to mention I tend to play decks my own personal style. I don't really like to play it by like everybody else's builds. Like this is the Exceed build, but as you will see later, I have a little bit more than just that. So just keep that in mind. I don't know. I like it the way it is, and I plan to keep it this way for now at least. So I don't know. I'll show you what I mean in a couple cards here. But yeah, I just thought I kind of wanted to mention that before I move on, and yeah. So Archfiend Eris. This card is, I don't know, it's okay. It works with the Archfiend, obviously, Infernity Archfiend, but it's only good when you need it, which is nice. You only play it at 1, so you won't be seeing it often, but when you do draw into it, it's kind of dead somewhat. So I don't know. It's a good card, and the fact that you can grab your Archfiend and then special it with either a, oh well, I suppose just Stygian really, or you can get it to Grave with Dark Greffer and go with Necromancer, but I don't know, it's okay. I like it. It's good at 1. Moving on, and this is kind of like what I meant with the whole playing it my own style. I play 1 copy of Infernity Avenger. This just allows you so many more options because, as you will notice, if you play strictly Exceed build, you will not have that big beefy monsters. They'll be like lower. Most of them are 18. Like, I'm pretty sure. Let's count here. How many cards in the extra deck are 18? 2 chains. Funny. I guess Emerald, and Leviair, Giga Brilliant, and there's others. I'm fairly sure. But yeah. So you'll just notice that having that card is just a nice option. So that's strictly why I like it, and it just gives me some characteristic to my own deck and options. So I feel like it's a good card to try. Moving on to spells, we've got 1 Infernity Launcher. This card puts in so much work for the deck, and both of its effects are just too good for the deck, really. So I can't even imagine what the format was like with 3 of these. I bet that was just terrible. But yeah, so that card is just amazing, and it's searchable. So 3 upstarts. I like the card. I don't think that giving your opponent 1,000 is really doesn't really mean anything to you, because you can just go so fast with this deck. I mean, it's just turbo, 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 go, go, go. So I think that it's worth it. You're going to be pushing, and it's just not even going to matter. Then 2 Instant Fusions. I love this card. I've never really played it in a deck, but it's always been a card that I've wanted to play because I think it's really cool. I don't see it as much as I'd like to because, I don't know, it just kind of hides for me, I guess, but I don't know. It's a good card. It just turns like dead or okay hands into pretty good hands. So, then moving on to Lance. This deck moves fast, and you can't afford to have your stuff stopped, so why not protect your monsters? Same for the 2 space, just to stop the things that'll stop you. So yeah, 2 space. Then moving on, we got 1 Dark Hole, 1 Foolish, 1 Reinforcements to the Army, which is really good for your Dark Greffer and Armageddon Knight. 1 Book of Moon, and to round off the spells, we have 1 Monster Gate because it's pretty good with specialing a Archfiend or just kind of thinning out your deck, whichever happens first, I guess. So I prefer it to Reasoning, also, by the way. So that. But yeah, that is it for the spells. Moving on to the traps. Some of my favorite traps are in this deck, which would include 3 Infernity Barrier. This card is just super overpowered in my opinion. I think it's awesome. Awesome card to play. It's just safe when you have that and Infernity Break set. You are pretty much set for your next turn, and you can guarantee safety until then. So, I don't know. Some people play, I can't remember how they do it, I can't remember if it's 3 breaks and 2 barriers, or other way around, or 2 of each. I can't remember, to be honest. Some people do that. But I think the 3 of each, they're too strong of a card to not play at 3. So, it's just good to protect your stuff, so why not play that? And then 1 Mirror Force, 1 Torrential, 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, and to round off the trap lineup, we have ourselves a 7-Tooled Bandit, which is kind of like the same thing I was saying with Forbidden Lance and MST. So, you know, they're going to stop your stuff, so why not stop it back? So that is it for the traps. Moving on to the extra deck. We've got 2 Lovable Chain. This is kind of your go-to guy. You'll be going into it probably the most, or first at least, for Exceeds. Just really sets up this deck in a very positive way. So One issue with it, I would say, is that it only has the 18 attack, as I was mentioning before, which is kind of the way the deck seems to work out, but hey, whatever, you work it out. Moving on, we've got one Master Key Beetle, which can either target your Barrier or your Archfiend, which would allow you to use Barrier. I'd like to mention, this deck is, like I said, mostly 1800 attack, which, that kind of bugs me, to be honest. I don't know why. It just does. They don't get over very many things, but they just get out really fast, and I don't know. So, having the synchro option is, like, the main reason for that. But, yeah. So, Master Key Beetle, moving on, we got one Digesto Emerald. I rarely go into this, but it's kind of there as an option in case, like, it's, hey, reset button, draw one. So, one Lavier, I don't remember if I mentioned this or not. I am missing, like, a few Exceed cards, which are fairly easy to get, so I'm not too worried about it, but, I will mention them as I move on. I would like another Lavier. I don't know why I don't have another one, honestly. It's not that tough to get. But it seems like nobody wants to trade them, so whatever. Yeah, I'd like another Levier because it's really good with Stygian and your Necromancer. Giga Brilliant, just because, like I was saying, like the 1800 thing. I don't know, it's a good card, I guess. It's not anything combo-based whatsoever, so it's easily taken out for, say, Diamond Dyers and another Levier. Okay, so... last rank, or Exceed of the deck, we've got Leviathan, which is equally replaceable. I just need 2 Diamond Dyer, because there's a loop, which I have not yet found out, because I haven't had the card, the Diamond Dire Wolf, where you, like, destroy your own thing to go off some more, so, I don't know. I'll have to ask Joey about that, and maybe when I get them, I can talk about them, which I assume I would, because, you know, learning. But yeah, those are the Exceeds. So moving on to the Synchros, we've got one Underworld Fighter Balamung. He's mostly just there, so, because, like, he's level 4, and 21 attack, which is pretty good. So, it's just good to, like, kind of get him out with a Avenger and a Necromancer, and then be able to Exceed into it. So if you got those 2 dead, but you can still normal somehow, then there you go. You've got an Exceed. So, Stygian Sargents, I don't know. Sargents, okay. He's really good. I like to play him because he can attack twice, which is cool. And yeah, so, I don't know, it's just really easy to go into too. 100 Eyes Dragon, you can use Necromancer's effect to keep going plus, because that's what the deck does. Generates a billion pluses in a turn, and goes off from there. And he's got 3,000 attack, so yay. And Void Ogre, basically a, what do you call it? A barrier, just with a body. So, yeah, it's a pretty good card. And then one Dark End Dragon to round off the Synchros. Not at all combo piece, as I said. It's just a pretty good card, because it sends to grave rather than destroys and sends, so I like that. So that is it for the Synchros. Moving on to the Fusions, because we do that in this deck. One Fusionist, easily taken out, but it's just kind of play it just in case you want to go into a rank 3. So yeah, that's kind of the only reason why you play it. And then the final monsters of the extra deck would be 2 Darkfire Dragon. It's just like, obviously just a target for your instant fusion, and then to make some Exceed plays after that. So that is that, guys. That's the deck profile for my Infernities. I'd just like to say thank you for requesting the deck, Afro Cuba. I hope you enjoyed it, and please message me your opinion on the deck if you get a chance to test it out. Thank you guys for watching. Go and check out some other videos that we've got going on our channel. We've got tons of deck profiles, some duels. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Scully, signing out.